We are the throne. Bring it on. You know. Yeah, King and Queen speak free. Yeah, singing what we all see. Yeah, when all we therapy through the conversation. Each episode is a demonstration of the pure, beautiful elevation. Bring it what you know we do. Yeah, that's why we bring it to you. It's dawn. And it's hard to what we already know. Duck in the building. Bird and duck. Look at the Lion King. Welcome to the throne. I'm King Charles. Start with the word. Tasha. Woo. T-Woo. And this is Carrie. We are the throne. Today we're going to have a great show. We got a dynamite guest today. You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome everybody. We want to welcome TikTok. We definitely want to welcome YouTube. And you know what I'm saying? You all over the world on the radio listening to us. Today, the title of our show today is Beautifully Broken. And before I even get to the introductions, you know, I definitely want to say that it was a strange way that actually title came to me. It was something I was texting to somebody and they used that terminology and I stopped and I was like, and the text interrupted me in the process of building a show. And I got that. So therefore I held it and I kept it and I curated it for today, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that the fruit that it's gonna bear, you know, helps somebody out there. We're gonna have a conversation. Tasha, what's happening with you? Whoa.
Hi, it is your girl Tasha Johnson Wilson. I have to make sure I always say my new last name, Miss Wilson. And I am the founder of Why Not You, which is a nonprofit organization focused on suicide prevention. Our goal is to bring live awareness and just be someone that you can reach out to in a time of need and in your darkness. So I feel as if this beautiful broken is a great segue into what we do as an organization, but also people in general.
Yeah. What else about you? Who else are you? You know, what else you have going on? What about the other business you guys have? You know what I'm saying? Catering business.
Yes. How could I forget? The greedy guy who is also in the building. If you need a private chef, an experience, then you want to make sure that you reach out to him. He is phenomenal. He gets raves and great reviews on how amazing his food is. And I appreciate you for plugging that in because I cannot forget.
Say, sis, you every woman. You know what I'm saying? Tell them also that you're a radio personality on the phone. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. So I need y'all's help because as a new
get out there.
Radio personality, I do not have a nickname. We have King, we have Bird, Keita, and you know, they say people have nicknames, they actually are loved. And I feel like maybe I'm less loved because I have What is it? I really. So I need your help. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I need a nickname. I was thinking T Glow because I want to illuminate in rooms that I walk into.
So ghetto.
I like it. I think it's
Ghetto.
cute.
T Glow.
How is T Glow?
Hey,
ghetto?
T Glow, how you doing?
I think Woo is ghetto. Like, what up, bro? Like,
It's like prayer call. All through.
what just happened here?
We'll figure
I need y'all's help, please. Texas T, I heard T Smooth. That feel like a pimp. But T Money, yeah. Coach T,
What's your favorite color?
Teal. I don't know, but
Just let it flow. It's just gonna drop.
Just let it come natural. Oh, you know
what?
what?
Really, whatever sticks with you, you know what I'm saying? Let the people that you're around, your crew, your people, you know what I'm saying, give you a nickname. Just like when we were growing up, you know, and the nickname we got when we grew up, we didn't give it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Your friends gave them to you, you know what I'm saying? And that's what that's how they see you, you know. And when we use Woo, that's why Woo fits so much for me, is because when you show up, you show up.
Hey, come on.
You know, you show up. You know what I'm saying?
Now I did hear another one, which I really like. It was Live. And he said most of the time that goes with Olivia, but if you do Live, my email address has .live. I focus on life and suicide prevention. So he was like, you could be Live. I like that. I really like
that one too.
Very
That one might sit. That one might sit. Bird, talk to us. You know what I'm saying? I know you got some words.
Hey, you know, I'm kind of quiet today, but that's okay. Life has been shifted, but let me tell y'all. Okay, it goes into what we talked about today, right? So last week, Texas, you know, Texas is crazy. Y'all know how I feel about Texas and they crazy weather and all this stuff. So last weekend, you left the throne, went home, had this crazy storm. I thought folks was throwing golf balls at my house. I was like, what is happening? It was like crazy for a good hour and a half or so. And then there was like a surge. Lights went off. 5, 10 minutes later, went back on. Lights went off. Went back. I was like, what is going on? I'm like, okay, please don't let the lights go off because it's raining, it's hailing, but it's hot. It's hell outside. So the man, I was like, okay, please, I need my other day, right? But because of life, you know, the ups and downs and all the things of life, I was like, man, other things happened this week, right? Opportunities popping up. And I was like, so you showing me things may not look how they are. Told you about a job that didn't come through because God got something else for me. And I was like, okay, research. I said, so it's like, off, back on. God was like, I got you. I said, so for all y'all, check out Resurgence. I said that to say because it was born out of my brokenness. When I thought I was broken, the things around me were broken. Things were like, lost, you know, all the losses I dealt with. We'll get into it a little bit later. But God showed me, like, I'm always, you got that light. So we always gonna turn it back on. You just got to plug into the power. Right? So we got to have that resurgence. Yeah. And so that's where I am. And man, let me tell y'all about King this last thing. So no, we went to this event on, he been pulling me out, you know, out going to all these events, which is it was just great, right? Part of our prayer. We went Thursday and he's like, all right, it's an open mic. He's like, all right, you go, you should do a poem. And I was like, what?
That's not no controlling move. That's the reason for why.
Yeah. So it was funny because when he told me before we went, I was like, man, poems. I was like, okay, so God told me to pull out my first book. I've been through some things. Got a lot to say, so I wrote this book. Literally, that is the title. And so it was a book of poetry. And so I pulled out this poem. Then when we got there, he's like, all right, Bird, tell me about yourself. So I'm like, oh, you know, life gets you down. You know, I'm a emotional reset strategist, and we do this, and then I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and he did the same thing he just did to you. You're a radio personality. Because I said I'm a podcast host. He said, no, you're a radio personality who co-hosts a podcast. And he said, I'm saying this to you because I need you to get this in you that it flows out naturally. The reason I say that is because when you're broken, when you're feeling as you're broken, because you're not broken, when you're feeling like your life is all flipped up, it is very important to have reflectors, the right people around you to remind you of how you were originally created to be. So that's what's up. It was a great week.
That was
good. I feel like we got a snap on that.
Hey.
That was good.
So-
That was a good segue.
Word from the word.
We have the consultant in here.
Oh,
yes.
Come on, Carrie. Talk
What
to
up,
us.
y'all? So yeah, it's your girl Carrie. I don't have a nickname, but you know, I like to cut up. So I have my TikTok is Cut Up Carrie.
Okay.
So you know, you can call me Cut Up if you want to.
Cut Up.
Yeah. I like to have a good time, but I am a consultant. I do a lot of compliance, a lot of policies and procedures. I'm also a strategist in the corporate arena. I've had opportunities to go and work with a lot of different companies to help them do some resets, some development. I'm getting a chance to work with one on Monday. And so that's what I do. And if you want to find out what I do professionally, you can follow me on Instagram at impacted_by_KP because we're all trying to make an impact. No matter how we're doing it, no matter what we're doing, our goal ultimately is to make an impact and hopefully a positive one that encourages someone else to go out and be their best self. So that is what I do. I go out and I make an impact. That's my goal. Either way, whether I'm making you laugh, whether I'm helping you guide what's next in your life, it's very important to me. So, and shout out to my man, my king, Andrew Pettis. That's my boo. That's my baby daddy. I want to shout him out because we have a landscaping company. And I want to make sure that, hey, if you have any landscaping needs, you can also hit me up on there as well. It's called Newscapes. We're in San Antonio and we're in DFW. And so it's called Newscapes Land Designs. And it has been booming. God has been blessing. And we're growing faster than we can hold on. And so that is an honor. And I just want to take this time to honor him because Father's Day is coming up. Father's Day is around the corner, you know. We almost got into it the other day because I had some packages sent to the house. I'm gonna talk about it. I had some packages sent to the house because I'm tired of y'all men. And he don't never open my packages. And I just so happened to go out of town for work for a consulting business. I went to San Antonio to do some stuff. And I get a call. He go, oh baby, I get a text. Oh baby, thank you so much. How'd you know I wanted this? I said, well, you were supposed to want it on Father's Day, not last week. So he's already opened his gifts, but I just want to take a moment to honor not just, you know, of course our fathers, but our Black fathers. Y'all are appreciated.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Wow. First of all, I want to say that this is going to be a good show. I already see that. We're going to have some fun today. I'm in a good place. Got a lot of things going on. I like the growth of the throne. We had a meeting, and I reached out to a couple of brothers, man. That I don't know. I have a gift, you know, and I can see things in people that they can't see themselves, and you know, and I love putting it out, especially you know what I'm saying. If it's a person that I already feel that I know that they solid. And I want to be on the same. I'm playing chess, so I pull people in that I want around me, that I know that's gonna give me something that can call me on my shit too. So you know, I don't be when I embrace a person, I'll be for real. I don't be playing. And Bird, you a diamond. You know what I'm saying? And the world need to see. So that's why I pull it out. You know, that's why I do what I do. And we had a meeting, man, and it's a lot coming up for the throne, man. We finna put some structure up under here, man, and get it, you know. And I want to give a shout out to. We went to do Pulpit Pimpin' and get some interviews out there, and we interviewed a couple of stars, singers, and different things like that. And the entertainer, the singer, that his manager reached out to us. She got some other clients that she got, and they got a couple of movies on Tubi, and it's doing really well. And it's generating right now, and they want to throw them to. Interview their cast or whatever. So we're working on that.
Congratulations.
Right now. Congratulations. Is, we showed up at a fashion show, all of us, you know, one night, the whole throng. Whole thing, we all had on white, but we popped it with a different color. You know what I'm saying? So look, and from that, you know, now they're reaching out to me, you know, to do some modeling and different things. Not even that person, somebody else who's seen it and said, you know,
you gotta show up.
Yeah. So it's a lot of things happening right now, you know, and I'm ready for it. Beautifully Broken is the title of this show. And what we're going to do, we're going to have a break. Somebody might run to the restroom, refresh their wine or whatever the case may be. But when we come back, we're going to crack this thing open. We are the throne.
You want to say the thing?
I like live.
I like live. It's
I
this.
like live.
Live or T live?
Live. Just live.
I like live.
Just live.
I like that.
That's the cool thing about nicknames. They don't have to reference your real name.
Yeah.
I like
Just
that.
live.
Y'all can share this like.
My neighborhood name is Cherry.
Cheddar.
You know what?
Growing up, I was they used to call me Red, and I used to call Pickle all the time.
People.
Yeah.
South.
Cause I could be, it fits me. My personality fits me now. But imagine me at like 7, 8, 9 years old. A little too much.
Yeah.
A little too much. A little too much.
That's the one. Oh yeah. Okay.
Let me go ahead and share it real quick.
All right. I'm gonna ask the first person. What? You want me to go first? Okay.
Tell me your new nickname.
Okay.
It's your girl Liz. We figured it out. Are we live?
Yeah, we live on this.
On
You-
Instagram?
YouTube and TikTok.
No Facebook?
No Facebook?
No.
Oh. I don't know. I don't follow many people on TikTok. I went viral though.
I know your Facebook is like nothing.
No, I don't do nothing on Facebook.
When you go
It's for
viral
family. Girl, cause I literally, ask Raven, everything I want, all the cut up on TikTok. I just be myself. It's my reset. I can just don't. I'm gonna go on here and
First,
find
share my
it.
profile with it. On TikTok.
I went viral in the car with my nephew.
What's hers? Child, let me figure it out. Hold on.
I'm a,
King
I
underscore.
got in, what is it, content? And then what I get paid?
King underscore. But
Look,
underscore strong.
that's a draft.
If you underscore the brand.
It's got 1.4 million views.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I be on here. It's
I
where
just got my niece.
all my cut up carry. I just be on here cutting up 240,000. I just started. 240,000. 240. Yeah, 240,000.
Followers?
No, I got 1,200 followers.
Oh,
I only follow 89. I just got it. I just got my TikTok this year. That's how many likes I got.
Okay, like.
On average, I guess.
Let me see how many friends I got. 2. My
On
niece
TikTok, just
my
TikTok.
niece just set it up for me last week. Oh Lord, that's my son.
Is it called Thrones? What's your TikTok?
Oh, Coach Green. Oh, that.
I found it. The Throne Podcast. Oh, you follow me. Follow back.
You ready?
Hold on.
I'll just bring it in. 3, 2.
All right, welcome back to the throne. I believe we have my nickname. We'll confirm later on, but it is your girl Liv.
Liv. Like Olivia Pope, you think so?
Liv. I'm talking about life. I'm speaking life.
Okay, I like it.
Speaking life.
Yeah. I just want to get clarity for the people.
Okay, give it to them.
You gotta explain what Liv is.
So it's new, y'all. It's new. I haven't gotten it together yet.
It's about living your life. And
Yeah.
everything like that. And, that's it. It sticks. It's smooth.
It's
nice.
smooth. It's smooth.
It's
I like
classy.
it.
It's classy.
Yeah.
Close off of.
You can walk into any room with that one.
It's your girl Liv. All right, y'all. So the question is, what does the phrase "beautifully broken" mean to you personally? And I'm gonna start. So I was thinking, being in the mental health field or doing work in the mental health field, there's always shirts that say, "Hey, broken crayons still color," right? And so I was like, okay, that's good, because my mindset was, what has to be broken to become what it was supposed to be? And I went to sleep I started dreaming, and I said, you know, before life can come into this world, a woman's water has to break. And with the representation of water, it speaks life. And when your water is broken, you have to go through pain. There's a lot of things that come along with your water being broken, but from it being broken brings birth life. And Bert and I, we went to a event last Sunday, and it was emotional just off the top. Like God was just in the room from the very beginning. And Bert spoke about nine months and going through loss and going through things as far as miscarriages and things of that nature. But there was something that happened. It wasn't necessarily a child that was getting birthed, but it was something being birthed, whether her job or her career or just transitioning and changing in life in general. And I just thought that how wonderful that is that there is beautifulness, beauty in the pain of your water being broken.
Yeah, yeah. In other words, pretty much a beautiful experience, and what's coming from that is a painful and one of the most painful experience. I don't wish that on me for
Most me too.
But what comes from that is so beautiful. It's new life.
Yes, new life.
It's new life. That's so beautiful. Beautifully broken for me. I looked at that over and over, and I asked God, why did you give that to me? You know what I'm saying? You tripping for that. And it's because it's in reference to a woman to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I champion, especially my sisters, man. And they gotta go through some shit. And sometimes you have to be broke down to be who you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? To be divine being your purpose. You gotta get broke down. You know what I'm saying? Change and transformations and seasons of your life, those things are painful and they hurt.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about a woman, you're talking about an emotional, delicate creature. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, the pain that I can endure, I can't endure. You know what I'm saying? It's a deeper pain for them.
Yeah.
And it sticks longer if it's not addressed. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at beautifully broken. You know what I'm saying? When you see a woman who stand there, you know what I'm saying? She looks so beautiful, she dresses so nice, she carries herself so elegantly. And then with Ruby at 11:59 at night, she has tears in her eyes. You know, beautifully broken.
Yeah.
Come on, poet.
Well, when you first said that, what I thought about is the perspective, right? Because it's almost like oxymoron, right? How something beautiful and broken. And so for me, it is the perspective, finding the beauty in brokenness. So it made me automatically think of a mosaic, right? You think of a mosaic, it's really broken pieces of glass somebody put together, and that's what brings all the colors and all the new beauty for something that's broken. And so it reminds me of looking at your brokenness in life, whatever experiences, whatever things happen to you from a different perspective. What is the beauty I can get out of this? Not that the brokenness is beautiful, but to your point, like life. And so to go back to what Tasha was saying, I'm sorry, Liv was saying about the experience, what happened with me is, for those who've known, I've gone through several miscarriages, and I literally thought I was broken. I was like, I cannot give my husband at the time a child. And that made me feel like I was broken. What's up, God? What's going on? I'm doing all the things right. But before that, there were times with like businesses and other things that I was a part of. And I'm sorry, after that, things that I was a part of. And once I closed in, I was like, I don't think I'm enough. And I handed it off to other people because I subconsciously thought I would miscarry this thing.
So,
yeah, so it was
security.
Yeah, it was all of that. So then last year I mentioned that I went to a creative conference, and that was the first time that I recognized that subconsciously this is what's going on in me, that I felt like I was gonna miscarry something, so I would hand it to someone else because they know that they had more skill, they have more knowledge. And so it was settling, this is a mental thing, but it was settling physically in my back. I was having lower back pain. And so the lady was saying, like, she said, I don't know what's going on with you. We're doing like a prayer meditation. And she said, you are a mother. You know, I am a mother because I have a son, but she was like, no, whatever God is just giving you to do, you're going to birth it out. You will not miscarry this. Do not give it to another person. So then when we were at the thing, here's a year or so later, and she said, if there's a moment where you feel something, you'll hear a doorbell. It's like a doorbell. So we were talking about um, the medical doctor was talking about things to look at in your body.
Right.
And so it was this moment because I was like, man, she's talking about something that I had problems with when I was younger. And then she didn't say it, but it just hit me. I was like, wait a minute. I started counting my fingers. I said, it's been 9 months since my job broke up with me. And during this 9 months, instead of me being like bitter and upset or whatever, I was like, okay, Lord, I will get up for a job. I'm gonna get up for the calling you had for me. So I'm up every day and I'm building researches. I'm doing these things, and all these opportunities are coming up. I said, but there was something in me that I didn't realize was feeling that I couldn't carry this thing all the way through. So then I said, you know what the thing was, it's time to birth. It's time to birth this thing out. And so the lady, one of the speakers, she said, you've been taking little small steps. It's time for you to step all the way out of that water and run. Mm-hmm. Somebody afterwards said, we're waiting to see that baby fully birth. And so for me, it's looking at all of these pieces in life that I may have discounted or like, well, it's not going to work out because it didn't work out the first time, and I'm burying them. I'm moving, but at the same time, I'm saying, well, God, I'm trusting you. So when I fully trust in this season, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it doesn't look like it's happening, I'm like, I choose to see the beautiful mosaic that is being built when I decide to say it is good.
It is good.
Yeah. How do you follow that?
How do you
I
follow
will
that?
say that I feel like she was all in my business along with all the pastors the past week or so. So you can stay out my business, stay out my window, stay off my phone calls, because that's literally what's so crazy is I haven't shared this. So the throne is probably going to be the first to hear this because of what you just shared. And I don't really talk about it much because it was a broken season. And in October of last year, I got let go from my job. And I was working as a director of compliance for an international organization. I did domestic and international operations at the time, and things were great. Money was great, everything was great. But God kept telling me that it was coming to an end. He kept telling me, and I kept saying it verbally. What's so crazy is that when I think about Beautifully Broken this week, I'm gonna be real with you, King, because I was a little irritated. I was like, look, I'm tired of talking about feelings because I'm so black and white. I'm trying to go to law school. I'm into corporate stuff. I love policies and procedures. I'm a very black and white person. I'm a right and wrong. I don't too often get in the gray. If I have a problem, if something wrong, I'll go to therapy. I get the help. I take the medicine. I'm good. I don't sit in the gray too much. It's a waste of time for me. And so when you sent me the thing, I told my husband, I said, I'm tired of talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'll be real. I don't want to talk about mental health. I don't want to talk about any of this. I just don't. And God is so strategic. He is the best strategist we can ever know of. Mm-hmm. Because when you sat here and shared that, I've never shared how in the beginning of October, I think it was October 7th, I took my LSAT for the first time. God had been telling me, you need to go to law school. I said, I'll just take it to see what it's like. I'm just going to take it. Bad idea. Don't do that, people. Don't take the LSAT to see what it's like. Make sure you study well. Got my score back. Very shocked by my score. Didn't expect to do as well. By the end of October, they pulled me into the room. On my way walking to the room, I said in a joking way, I was walking with another girl, and I said, girl, I'm going to go in here because they about to fire me. I was just playing. I walked in that room, and that HR was sitting there with my boss, and I said, oh my gosh, they about to let me go. And so they told me we're having to eliminate your role, and it was a rough place to be. I didn't realize how loyal I was to that job until that moment. I cried for weeks. I was trying to figure out what is going to come of this. Why? And in October, it actually marked the 7th year I was with that business, with that company. 7 years. And we know 7 is completion. It was time for me to go. And so as I embark on this new part of my life and my favorite, you know, symbol or insect or sign, whatever you want to call it, is butterflies. And it's very relative. I see you have your butterflies on. I have on my back, I have, telling my business some more. I have this thorn that goes up my back, and resting on the thorns is butterflies. And that is because it represents my life and my resilience. That even in the things that are most painful, that are most comfortable. Nobody wants to touch a thorn because it makes you bleed, it pricks you, it can leave a lasting impact. That these butterflies that are so fragile can find a way to sit and rest on this place that is so dangerous. And so I find that to be me. So as I got pushed out into this season, birthed into this season, number 8 is also new beginnings. So as I go into this next part of my life, it's been interesting. My consulting business has been one that I didn't expect to flourish the way that it has. My husband was let go in August. We didn't understand that. We're like, we both are like, what is happening? And for us, for our company, our landscaping business to be where it is, for him to be as happy as he is and as flexible with his time to be there for his family, God is so strategic. So when I think about beautifully broken, I think about if we look at God's word and we look at all the people that He's called to do His work, all the people that were His prophets, they all had lifestyles that looked very not in alignment of who He was, of who God was. And it took a broken, it took a crushing, it took a shifting, it took a change, get it out the mud kind of concept for them to become who God has called them to be. So I feel like the breaking is necessary. We do our best growth in discomfort. And if we're not placed in a space where we're uncomfortable, we never find out our true potential. And so because I was uncomfortable, I was forced to figure out what was next. I had no choice. I had to dive into what God had been whispering in my ear all these years and dive deeper into where He called me to be. And so it is beautifully broken is something that made me very upset at the beginning because I was like, I don't want to be this, but it has been and is actually an earmark of the turning point of transformation for everybody, men and women. Because I saw my husband be beautifully broken, and he's built a business, and in the midst of that, he's never neglected any of his roles in the house. And right now we have 3 girls, baby girls, 3, 7, and 12 at home. And he has been getting up. He can't comb hair, but he gonna make sure they eat. He gonna brush teeth. He gonna show up. They outside building with him, working with him as he preparing to go to work. And he has really been showing how the beauty has been birthed from something that I thought was going to break him, and it didn't. It didn't. And you fall more in love with someone when you see them progress from certain spaces. So
That's beautiful. Okay, God, I see why you
yeah. I'll be his friend. I'll be King's friend again. We both got our polka dot songs, so that's why we.
For real. Look, we're gonna take a small musical break. We're gonna come right back and practice that really open.
The throne. That was good, John. That's a really good picture.
Thank you.
That was actually really deep.
That was good. Really good.
Deep.
One of my colleagues, Bird, reached out to me. He said, we were just talking. And he said, oh, yeah, man. He said, you got some with Bird, don't you? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, man. He said, Bird got some.
You don't know, you don't ask.
Well, what you got in there, gin or vodka? Gin.
Oh, I forgot too. Yeah. TikTok. Hey, TikTok, you too? Y'all get all the news. I forgot to. Said that. I was like,
Yeah, we can't forget we still.
yeah, they
How y'all doing out there on TikTok? Hope y'all enjoying the conversation. On YouTube also, grown. A couple times you guys get a sneak peek, you can see a clip, but now you get a chance to sit in here with me. So, sitting with us and comment, ask us questions, or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? And we'll do our best to get back with you. We got a little statement at the end of the show and see if we got any comments. Anything on
Send the
there, Ro?
questions, send the comments.
Anything on there? Any questions?
You said we're live on Instagram. How do I see that? Oh, YouTube and TikTok. Talk to me now. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
and you go have us in the outfit to the TikTok. But y'all not bored. We not either. Y'all not bored. We on radio. We on the radio. That's why we got this stuff, y'all. But y'all ask us some questions. Don't just sit there and look. We answering y'all questions today.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this, Bird. Come on, Bird.
At least we'll get one in.
Come on.
Oh, I was doing it. I was just
But
so
see, they talk about us because we ain't
Oh, yeah,
that was like,
right. Right. We can make our fashion show. You go, Liz. You go, Bird. Oh, hold on. I gotta get my purse I bought too.
oh, that's cute. You really looking real islandish today, sis.
Island girl.
I was looking at a bathing
From
suit
India.
with that similar pattern like that. And it was two piece with a salon. Same pattern for my wife.
Get it for her.
I'm taking her to Cali 2 weeks, so she gotta be baby suit ready.
My road to 50 is gonna start actually stuff in the morning. So this is working. Like this actually helps be up to good. Good though. Road to 50.
Where you follow it on YouTube or something?
Yeah. And it's only like, so every day it pops up with something different. And it's like 15 to 20 minutes. So it's not long at all. It's definitely, especially when it's hot and stuff. Somebody told me, some of my friends, read or may not be
Welcome back to the throne. What are some misconceptions about strength in Black women? Carrie.
Oh man, this is a fragile topic to me, especially after Carmelo Anthony, and if I was his mother. Man, misconceptions. I think it's because we have a sense of resiliency, especially because our ancestors, our grandmothers, we see them get out here and do it with 10 kids, barely have enough income. I think a lot of people think we don't feel the way we feel, that we don't have the pain that we have. I think a lot of people may take our resiliency to mean that it doesn't impact us because we are programmed to know that we have to keep going. I think people don't realize that we're tired because we have to show up and be 10 times more than our counterparts. And so I don't think people understand what that means for us mentally, what we think about in the background, how we show up, what we put into how we show up. We have Liv here, we have Bird here, they look amazing, but if we were to ask them what their week looked like or what their morning even looked like, I think people would probably be really shocked on the things that we carry on our shoulders. So I think there's a misconception that we don't get tired, that we don't hurt, that that our anger is personalized or individualized for a person. It's more so because of the life that we have to live. You know, we're not, people see us and they see us become the way we respond or react to certain situations. It doesn't mean that you should personalize it. It's because of who we have to be every day in this world. And for our black men, who we have to be for our black men and our black sons and our black daughters. You know, as a mother, naturally, we carry all that.
Carry a lot. Tasha?
You know, just to kind of piggyback off of what Carrie said, I do think that there is definitely a misconception when you think about even in corporate America
Oh,
or
yeah.
just in general, it's as if we are put in a position or a race that we were never intended to win. And
Or do we want to be in?
or yeah, and we show up so well that they give you more responsibilities. They give you the hardest branches to run. They give you the biggest goals because they know that you can make it happen and you're gonna make something out of nothing because that's what we've been doing for centuries, right? And it's unfortunate, and I think that a lot of times people, like you said, Carrie, they don't realize the amount of strength. They don't realize that 11:59, the weakness or the brokenness that you do by yourself because you know that you have other people that's watching you, have this platform that you have to continue to show up because it's in my opinion, I don't think it's ever going to change. I think it's going to be something that we will have to deal with, and hopefully, when the climate of today's time changes or more people understand what women are going through or black women are going through, then it may get a little bit easier. But I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. And just honestly.
Yeah, I wanna say first of all, any for me in this context right here, a misconception means to me, you lack of knowledge of. Let me explain that to you. See, the black woman of 2026, you know what I'm saying, is not the same black woman in 1980, 1970, 1960s, going on, not even 10 years ago. But here it is, you know, the reason is because they built her this way. Follow me. I'm gonna put this. Look, through racism and systematic racism, you know what I'm saying, you have a woman that's had to help hold it down for the family. You know what I'm saying? All across the board, and racism and different things in our nation has taken the black man out of the equation in many ways, more than just incarceration. You know what I'm saying? That might be the most powerful or easy to say, you know what I'm saying? But the court systems that has, you know what I'm saying, stuff like hypothetically child support, Section 8 and different things, all those are different designs to take the black man out of his family. And what it has done, who had to hold it down? Black woman, man. She had to carry that, man. And I'm like, look, man, taking care of kids, getting their changing diapers, combing their hair. I've done all of that and everything like that. I know how to do housework, I know how to sew, I know how to wash and everything. But that shit is harder than any fucking job I ever had. So you know what I'm saying? Don't play the game, And what has done now, a lot of black men has not read the script. Hey, King, what do you mean by that? You have not done your homework to find out this black woman that you're dealing with in 2026. She's a whole new beast. You know what I'm saying? So tap in with her, ask the right questions, watch her in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Find out her needs and wants and do's and don'ts, because her needs and wants and do's and don'ts are not like 20 years ago. She's a whole different one, a phenomenal woman. They made it. They didn't know what they was creating. That's one mistake they made. They powered up the black woman. And I think the misconception is that there's a lot of men out there that does not know how to read this powered up woman. But what they do, angry black woman, got an attitude, this and that and the other. I just can't, I can go over here and get this, and they won't even say that. Okay, if that's what you want, go. But I gotta have a black woman in my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to have I want all the business.
All the smoke.
I want all of it. I want all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's the design.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta comment because you know
Yeah.
I'm biracial, right? So black and white. I tend to fit in with black women. I tend to represent a black woman. And I remember having a conversation with my mom, and she was like, "Well, I just don't understand. You know, I grew up poor, and I had to go through some of the same things." And I was trying to explain to her that if you and I walked into this store, right, they're instantly gonna think that you got it and I don't, just because of the way that you look and the way that I look. And she just could not grasp the difference. When I go into meetings, how they're easily going to give her something, right? But I have to work for it. And it was like a eye opener for her because she experienced it for herself. But it still was like, how did you not know, right? You have a black daughter. Like, how did you not know these things that I was going through? But it was because it was not a reality to her. It was not something that she experienced. So in her mind, we're both going through the same thing. I'm like, no, we're not. No, we're not. And so sometimes these other women, you want them to, or white or Hispanic or anything, you want them to be allies, but they can't relate because it's not something that they're experiencing for themselves. And sometimes we just have to teach them, but not be ignorant or upset that they don't understand what we're going through.
Yeah, and it's the same concept. Excuse me, Barry. It's the same concept. If your friends of other nationalities, I mean, with your mom or whatever, if it's a biracial situation, if they take the time and say, well, okay, you know, hey, my daughter is black, my daughter's African American, you know what I'm saying? So let me take the time out to really study that, to
What
champion
she's
that,
experiencing.
you know, and find out who that is because that's my baby, right? You know, and their friends or whatever other nationality should take the time, you know what I'm saying? If they enjoy your character and your personality, okay, well, I need to know her culture too. Me, I ask her when I have partners or something, they're Oriental or whatever the case may be, Korean, I ask questions. And when we finish talking about business, I'll be like, man, what you like to eat, man? You know what I'm saying? All kind of culture, you know, religion. I ask those questions because I want to know his culture. You know, if I know his culture better, I can be a better friend.
Yeah.
I think that's important. I'm gonna flip it a little bit because I want to talk to my black sisters. I totally agree with everything you all are saying. The problem, challenge that some people have is they use that strength as a weapon. And this is one of the issues that we have in our culture, in our black relationships, because they're so strong due to all of these things that are happening in the past. And yes, you're dealing with that. But when you use it as a weapon against your black man,
Come on.
that becomes a problem. Because to your point, they may not understand because they're dealing with their own stuff, right? Our culture, especially Black American culture, is so messed up, right? We've come a long way. I'll be honest, we have come a long way, but there are still things because of the brokenness in our culture before then that we don't know and we haven't had the chance to embrace that is caused dysfunction in our culture, right? So you have your anger, black man. You have your anger, black woman, because not only was the black man taken away, right, during slavery, they had to raise and nurture these other children. So there's a lot of that on. Then your religious practice, like all of these things that they're dealing with. So yes, it's warranted that you have that. But when you use it against the person that it should be, we should be coming together, then it makes it worse. So we definitely have to look at, okay, I'm going through this. Open up, find a safe space, deal with it, express. We have to do that for each other. Open the spaces up because we do have to fight others when we go on the board because they don't understand. Even if they try, they won't understand because they don't have the experience. So yes, be an advocate for these people, others, right? Stand up for when you can, black women, because it's hard enough that there's so many things against us. But we have to champion each other. one, women. We do this. I talk about all the time. Shout out to my girl, Ray J. Y'all know I do this every show. and we champion it. We like, oh, did y'all see about so and so, so and so, so and so, so? Oh, did y'all see? Man, did we hear about this? And it's like, I read about this family. I think it's in somewhere in Michigan, and they had this land, and all the brothers and sisters came together, and we was like, okay, we gonna do that. How many people did heard about that? How many people reposted that? Because no, we're looking at, oh, so and so, baby daddy, baby mama, all this stuff, and we don't realize we do it often, which we should. Let's be aware of what's going on, but we gotta champion this. And so the misconception, going back to the question, is that one, it's always a good thing. It's not always a good thing if you use it as a weapon. Do not use that strength that we had to learn because of all of these things. Make sure you keep it a strength and use it as a strength in our community.
Mhm.
I wanted to say something on that right quick. Listen real quick. I want to say that I think, I feel, and I think that when you guys are in boardrooms or pushing towards corporate or pushing towards an area of prestige, and I think it's they're you're a threat. See, if they let you go, then they'll be
Take
exposed.
over.
And they'll be exposed. All the weakness in them going to be exposed because the drive and energy that you're going to bring, you know what I'm saying, is going to be loud. Not, you know what I'm saying, as far as loud, as far as force wise, as far as your work ethics, you know, how you move, your boldness in your decisions, all of that, it's going to come out, and they're going to be looking like you're a threat.
Mhm.
You are a threat.
Which is why we gotta stand together. Because if it's more of us working together, then they can't break us as easy.
But I want to say something because I'm hearing what you're saying, and I understand how there can be a misconception that we weaponize our strength. But I don't know that that's happening because when I hear weaponize, I think of you are intentionally utilizing this idea, this ideology, this aspect, this tool against someone else in order to accomplish something for your own personal gain benefit. But I think what's happening is that we are mimicking what we're seeing. What we see has been successful for others. So I think a lot of times, if you walk into a space and you see women, and for me, I want to better understand your concept. So you're saying that like when we're as sisters are in a space, we should look at our strength to bring unity and not division and come together and kind of build this fortitude and like and celebrate the wins that all of us have, and that's why you shout out all your sisters, all your girls that you shout out. And I agree with you 100%. I think it's very hard to build sisterhood in the Black community because not only did they take our men away from us, but they emasculated them in front of us.
Mhm.
And so at the end of the day, when you see that, guess what the woman feels like she has to be? She has to be the strong one. She has to exemplify the strength. She has to be both roles. And so it's embedded in us within our DNA for years that we have to, you know, it bothers me. And that this is my honest truth that when I see women say, celebrate me on Father's Day, I was the mother and the father. And I understand the concept. I understand the reason why they're saying it. But I also feel like it is celebrating taking away the role of the man in the household. And at the end of the day, I do know that there are men that are not showing up, but I do know that there are also men out there that have a desire to even show up for children that are not theirs. So how do we connect to a different messaging?
If that's what I'm
And that's
hearing,
what I'm saying. So
that's
I
the
think
weapon. That's the weapon.
but it's not by us. It's not culturally us creating the weapon. It's the system that has created
Right,
the
but
weapon.
so just like you just said, and that's my point. Like,
Yeah.
we have to recognize that. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that we made it, but we're using it. So to say, oh, well, celebrate me because
Yeah.
whatever. No, let's celebrate the uncle that was there
Yeah.
for that person.
But
So
someone-
you're using
Good
your
point.
strength,
Yeah.
right, as a weapon against all Black men.
But I don't think it's a weapon. I think it's a lack of knowledge. I think it's a lack of knowing.
Here
No
it
one
is
ha-
right here. Here
Yeah.
it is right
Yes
here.
and no.
Take
Yes
take
and
somebody in the gym, right?
Uh-huh.
They've been working out for a few years. but they're not working out necessarily for their look or whatever. They're strength training, right? So they get stronger and stronger. Take somebody in the world who's in business and they get a lot of power and power. All these people, all that strength and power can get misguided. And that's what I'm hearing right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That this right here, the strength that the black woman has gained and however she got it, whatever the fact, it is a reality.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
some women who misguide that strength.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I want to say that it's particularly me personally, I don't think it's a lot. But I know that there's some,
Yeah.
just like Carrie said earlier, people watch the drama, the sex, and all that. They'd rather watch that and push that and build the algorithm on
Yeah.
that than they will with this positive sister over here in this conference that she's doing, that she's building on to other sisters to grow in there. No, they're not gonna do that. That's
Yeah.
not what they want to watch. That's not what they want to push. You know what I'm saying? And it could be your best friend, and you doing something like a conference like that, and they won't share your post, but they showing they'll share a post of two girls in a parking lot fighting.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a personal choice. I think that's influence. I think that's what they're shown is supposed to be done. Like I'll give you,
Misguided.
it's misguided. I agree 100%.
Because
But I don't think it's,
influence ain't nothing but another soft cushion word to say manipulate.
or impact, because we all want to
Impact.
influence for good. We don't want to
Yes.
influence. Most of the time our attention is to influence for good. But I think the idea of saying that it is a weapon is where I want to make sure that I try to touch on, because I don't think that we're trying to weaponize it. And let me give you an example. We all know about this baddies era. You know, baddies everywhere is baddies, right? Majority of the women on that show are what color? They're of what nationality? You ain't gotta watch it to know. It's mostly black women. A black woman is who put it together. So it's my exposure and my experience to get my needs met is to see a woman on baddies do certain things. Then if I don't know any different, if I don't have the knowledge, then I act the same. It doesn't mean that I'm taking something in a mentality and I weaponize it to manipulate someone or get what I want. It's the fact that I see that this worked for that person, so I'm gonna do it as well. We see the same aspect with mentors. When we see people have mentorship, you go and you get under the wings of someone so they can influence and impact your mentality and give you exposure to things that you've never experienced before. Therefore, when you get into similar spaces, you mimic whatever your mentor has taught you. So I think what we're seeing is a lot of women are mimicking what our culture is exposing. And I do agree with you on this. We need to use platforms like social media and other places to promote what Black women are doing that is impactful and positive. I have a cousin that is running for mayor in Shreveport, Louisiana, that is a Black woman. She's also a business owner. I have a lot of people in my family that are doing great things. I have a cousin who's a Black man that is an attorney out here, a well known one. It is important for us. We have to teach different, because when you create spaces to show them different, then people do different. That we can say that about ourselves. My mom says to me all the time, I love how you parent and how you mother. And I feel like I didn't do anything different from her, but my exposures have been different. So that's why I parent differently. But if I never had a different exposure, if I never learned anything different, I would do the things that I knew. And it doesn't mean I'm weaponizing it. It means that I have a lack of excess access and knowledge to do anything different. I used to work in West Dallas. I dealt with a lot of mothers. Let me tell you something that I experienced that was very interesting to me. I had a mother getting into it with her daughter outside of the high school. I did intervention work, and they were arguing and they were getting into it really bad, and I didn't understand why. And I went over and I said, what is going on? Why are y'all out here getting into it outside of the award ceremony, outside the school? The mother looks at me and says, she wants to go to college and she's only 18 and she doesn't know anything. She's only 18. She's not old enough to go to college. Well, guess what? Mama never went to college. That is what she knows. She's not weaponizing anything. She's not saying college is negative. She's saying, I don't know that area. I'm not familiar with it. So I'm gonna tell you not to do it. If she used that same negative language with her daughter, you better believe it, she used it with her friends, with her peers, because she doesn't have the access, the exposure, and the knowledge. That's all that means. So when I went to mom and I said, everybody that goes to college is 18. For the most part, straight out of high school, nobody knows nothing. She's going to learn in this space. She's going to develop. She's going to grow. Let me show you how you can support her in this space where you can still mother her and guide her, but also you also have a learning experience as well. that's what made things different. So had I not taken that second and did that with her, she would have taken that same mentality, that same approach, and she would have used it as a form of strength because she felt very secure in what she was saying, that she was right. You're 18, you don't know where you're going, you don't know anything. And she would have used it in another space.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say that they're weaponizing it because we have to be very careful with what words we connect to our Black women. I don't feel like it's a weapon. I feel like it's a lack of access, knowledge, and experience and exposure. And I'm just operating in the space that I know. And that's it. If all I know is baddies, that's how I operate. If all I know is baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, that's how I operate. If all I know is Section 8 and food stamps, that's how I operate. If all I know is drama, violence, guns, gangs, that's how I operate until you see something different and it's done in an intentional way. That's all I'm saying.
That was good. That was good. Thank you, Carrie, for breaking that down like a 64 Chevy right there. No, really, 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 that was good. That was a wonderful experience that you shared with us. And, you know, said what came out of that. You impacted them. Yeah, you impacted them.
Yeah, I hope so.
Beautifully broken. We'll be right back. This is wrong.
So I think both of y'all were right, but I do think you've been unintentionally weaponized. Like, not intentionally, like,
Y'all gotta look at what weaponize means.
I'm saying this because, I'm saying it specifically because there are people, they have chosen that. You have seen, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it from.
Bring your mics back.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
But you gotta understand what you're saying because when we're dealing with people that are specifically, if we're talking about, white women, they weaponize their privilege. Not all of them, not all, but we've experienced in corporate America where they weaponize their privilege. That looks totally different than a Black woman who's never experienced any other space besides what she's been around. It's totally different. So I don't want to take a conglomerate, a set of people and say they're weaponizing something.
I didn't say that. That's just like you said, there's people who do not have, there
Yeah.
are people who do have.
Yeah.
They're choosing to say, you ain't never seen their child, I'm taking it, I'm weaponizing what I'm saying.
But it's probably because they don't know
But
anything
I'm telling you, some
different.
people who do, I'm not saying they're everybody.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying specifically for that reason,
Yeah.
I've had conversations, and I'm like, you're choosing
Yeah.
to do this, and what happens is there are men who now, they don't trust because they've been weaponized, they've been taken, their children taken away because this angry woman, whatever she dealt with, she's choosing this. When you have a person who's trying to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, just like I would never say everybody's doing anything.
Yeah.
I agree with you. There are people who have no knowledge and no idea because this is all they have. Now, if you've seen both,
Yeah.
if you're choosing this, you're weaponized. You're taking this and using this like, well, I do this and I do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I've had experience with other people, like, we work together.
Yeah.
Why you coming at me?
Yeah.
More in a relationship. You coming at me for what? I'm saying let's work together because
Yeah.
we both have this with this person.
Yeah.
You're choosing to come against me because of how you feel or whatever you got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you choosing now to fight this person, and then in the background, you are.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's I told you,
Yeah.
there's so many people who don't know, and this is what I'm being professional, this is what I know, and I'm in this environment, and this stuff. That's different. I'm talking about those people. You have a choice.
Yeah.
Because now you've seen this, you've experienced it, and you're choosing it.
Yeah.
So that's the.
Yeah. I can see that. I have seen it.
And that's why I'm like, I'm like, you absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I ain't talking to y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We can agree to disagree. I'm very picky about what words I can mix with Black women. I don't need nobody getting no soundbite saying weaponize women, Black women weaponize. I think that's a woman thing. I don't think it's a Black woman. I think there's women of all nationalities that do that. That's why we see it on a grand stage. You got white women, Asian women, all women. But when I think about Black women and what we have and the lack of access we have, that's my mentality. When I think of weaponize, I'm thinking of what do we have access to? What are the weaponized? And I'm not thinking of when I hear your aspect, I'm thinking of all women. Every woman does that. I know women of every nationality that does. I'm gonna keep your kids away from you because I ain't getting what I want. I'm gonna manipulate the situation. That to me doesn't feel like more of a black.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
but
That was, no, I was just saying, I was
Okay.
asking a question. That's
You
what
were
I'm
just
saying.
telling me about that one.
But you said my sisters.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And because we were talking about this,
Yeah,
I feel that across the board.
Yeah.
Like, that's just pure people,
Yeah.
period. I was just saying, specific question, and we do, people recognize if we make it, but I'm glad you said,
Yeah.
when you said the definition, I was like, I'll go down, because that's the point. You're taking it, you're trying to inflict pain on another person. So, well, I stand up.
People in general,
People
yeah.
in general.
Well, women in general, yeah. Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, and then we say we don't. It's like, I'm calling you out on
I'm a
it.
girl,
That's
but
what
girl, I'm very protective of my black
And
women.
I love it, because I am too.
Because if somebody come and be like, and Bird weaponized, I'll be like, now what you say that one more time?
I always kind of,
Right.
but
I'm from Houston. I'm from
But
Houston.
I appreciate though, because for me, I'm gonna call out my sister when it's wrong too.
I love that.
That's the part that
I
I
love
love to
that.
get to, because I'm
Yeah.
like, look, we on the national platform, I'm
Yeah.
gonna call myself, we gonna go back.
Because we're going to talk about it.
Because we talk, you're wrong.
Because you need to get it together.
You need to get it together, you're making us
You're
all
making
look
it
bad.
You're making these children's lives worse.
Exactly.
You create generational challenges.
You ready, Bird?
I love
So
that.
Bird, she ready? All right.
I love that.
It's just what it is.
Your mic.
No. All right, here we go.
Mine?
Oh.
Oh.
And
Hey, welcome back to the Grown Man. First of all, let me thank y'all, YouTube and TikTok and Owl out there in Fishbone World. I am so happy about this panel today. Like, I think this experience and this topic we're talking about is so important. Beautifully broken. Those two words together is just, it's powerful if you take a moment to think about it. And I want to go back because, like, let me tell y'all about Carrie, right? Because y'all probably thought we was fighting, and we're not.
no.
But
No,
I
we're
know I
not.
say that,
Yeah.
like, this my thug. Like,
Good
no doubt.
good radio right there.
But it is, though. And the reason I want to point it out is
Because I fight behind Bird.
she will fight for
I will
you.
bust you up behind
She moved me out the way. If I'm fighting, like, no, you won't. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but that's what the importance of we may not be agreeing on the moment, and if y'all were on TikTok and YouTube, y'all heard the rest of it afterwards. It's like, no, because sometimes we're focused on our point, and then it's like, let's break it up, because we're not talking about all women, we're not talking about all black women, but there are people, if you fit in either one of those categories, check yourself. That's the point of the conversation. We want to be better. The whole point of the drawing, y'all know this is talking, saying the things that y'all may not say.
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
Saying them to each other. So, like, for real. So, brings me
100%.
to my next question. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Let's talk about friendships and sisterhood.
Yes.
And, you know, just what impact have they had on your healing journey? And I want to start, if I may.
Please.
Go ahead. I'm here in Dallas. Some of y'all may have heard this story from a big sister mentor of mine. Dallas was never my choice. But I was going through some things when I lived in Atlanta. I'm very private about what I'm going. I'm posting like, hey, you know, positive things and whatever, going through stuff. And this person reached out to me, and she called me and she said, hey sis, I don't know what's going on. God told me to call you, and you know, like, I know your mom had passed, like all of these things, but if you need somewhere to be, if you need something, she said, let me go back. I wrote on a card because I was going through some stuff in Atlanta, like I lost a lot of things. And I wrote, I was like, Lord, this is how much I need a month. I need this place to stay. I need a car. I need, you know, I want to be like 20 minutes from work, all this stuff, right? She called me and she was like, yeah, sis, I know, don't know exactly what you're going through. I know your mom passed. I know you got divorced, like all these things, but you can come. I got an extra room. I got an extra car. Who has an extra car? Who has that, right? She's like, I got an extra car. I know, you know, just come, and I ain't have to worry about whatever it is, because I know the drive in you. I know you're going to keep going, and I want you to know you have a safe space. So I say that because I've known her since I was 19. I met her kind of like working at a place she was a volunteer, and she's been very instrumental in every point in my life up until where I am now, where she's seen the full circle of the back rooms, picking up, you know, lights and cables and stuff, and she was able to see me speak at your event, and she was like, I'm so proud to be able to see that journey, to see that you've grown, even in the moments where I wanted to just shake you and be like, girl, she said, but you had to go through it yourself. So having those people are so important. Sisterhood, real sisterhood. Carrie, her best friend is here, and I watch them. You know, I watch how they interact with people. Like that is so important to have in our community because, as we said before, it's a lot of negativity. So pinpoint those moments is very important in the growth.
Yeah.
What you got?
What you got, Carrie?
Oh, Liz, Liz.
No, Carrie. I want to go to Carrie.
Oh man. Okay, sisterhood. Oh man, it's so important. It's the environment that we get to create where we plant seeds, we water each other, and we get a chance to grow and not grow alone. I have a best friend. She's here in the studio. Today she stole this word from somebody, dilly dally day. So we're gonna go dilly dally after this. But sisterhood is so important. We need each other, and I don't care what anyone say. And going back to what Bird said earlier about the individuals that weaponize or whatever, I feel that in order for any of that to change, it is important for you to have that sisterhood, that real. She was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take you in the back," and I'm like, "Look here now, get your life together." Because you out here looking bad. Okay, we go back out here, fix your wig, but don't do that again. And you need friends like that. That's what sisterhood is about, is the honest, the realness. And it's important to have sisters that can accept every part of who you are. Because as you go through every season of your life, you're gonna experience different parts of yourself. So you're gonna experience the parts of you that as you develop and grow, you're finding out, okay, this is an area I really need to develop better in. I need to do better with this. I need to do better, and have people around you that'll hold your arms up when you get tired. People that you can tell the truth to, and they won't judge you or judge your situation. I can't stand that. I don't like. Don't be around me if I tell you, look here, girl, and I tell you a little bit of my tea, and then you decide you go, ooh, girl, I don't know how. Oh no, see, you're not my friend. I need a friend that's
That'll
gonna
make a man shut down.
listen. Don't judge. I need you to be able to say, all right, we're gonna get through this. Okay. If I tell you I don't like somebody and they come over and say hi, you say hi back. That's how that you my friend.
Yeah.
You don't make it obvious that we don't like them. Just be respectful, okay? But that's what I think about sisterhood. It's what we get a chance to create and form, and it's beautiful. And Black women, when we have a sisterhood and it's strong and it's oh girl, we have a time.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't experience it with any. I haven't experienced it with anybody else really. I do have friends that are of other nationalities, but that you can just do life with.
You know what? From a man's perspective, looking at the sisterhood is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It really is, and I have been fortunate enough to actually see it here on the ground. You know what I'm saying? When you have people, I'm gonna use Red January. I can use Burn, but I gave her some flowers on it. She's been the longest standing co-host I've had ever, and she is a beautiful dynamic woman. And I sat back and watched her do two things that I admire, and she championed every sister. Every sister come across her path, she gonna first of all compliment you how beautiful you are, what you got on, you popping that and everything like that, chop it up with you, all of that. And another thing is, she's a dynamite mother, you know what I'm saying, to her children, you know. And just seeing that, those sisterhoods and the relationships build, you know what I'm saying, with the women that came through the throne, even now, there's some relationships right now, building right now that will, I can bet you a nickel to a bucket of shit that will last a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, Tasha and that masterpiece, and you know what I'm saying, Bird and Tasha, forever however they met, but you know what I'm saying, their relationship is curating because they're around each other and they get to learn who each individual is, and it's a beautiful thing to see that sister.
Yeah.
I have been blessed with some amazing friends from high school, Star 5 basketball, I tell y'all this all the time. I'm an all-star But
Okay, yeah.
yes, we built a relationship that we were allowed to do life together, and our children are able to do life together and grow up. And when you're able to have that safe space to be able to be vulnerable and to be able to tell them things that you wouldn't tell anybody else, you may be embarrassed to tell. They stick with you. You know, they have your back, but they hold me accountable. They hold me accountable and they sometimes protect me from me and me spreading myself thin and things that I may not have the capacity to do, but I still want to serve. And they step in. They help me set boundaries. Um, I've recently built relationships, with Carrie and with Bird and Raven over here. She my new
I was
GNC.
around first though.
Yes, she was.
I've been around for years. Just put that out
Okay,
there.
yes, yes.
Okay, you just met them.
I just met
Okay.
them.
But we've been thugging it.
We've been thugging.
Okay.
But I recently had a vulnerable moment with them, and it was a tough time and tough conversation. But they didn't give me direction on either or, right? They were open to how I was feeling. They were open to whatever decision that I would make. That they would support me in that, and to be able to have that trust and that bond with people that you're just for the relationship. That's true sisterhood, right? They stand there with you. They stand in the gap. They pray for you. They give you advice. They just do the things that you can't always do for yourself. And to me, that is true sisterhood. And I'm just blessed to say that I've built a community around me that are, I don't want to do life alone. I want to do it with them, and they're just true friends, and it constantly is growing, it's building, learning new things every single day that they can be like, just like Bird said, like, girl, not too much, not too much. You're twerking, you're twerking. We at church. That's the wrong beat, right? They gonna let you know what's going on in the real, and even to have men is, and just like King said, that they can see different things in you that you can't see for yourself, and you just appreciate that. I think a lot of the times that's just God just bringing people into your life that should be there to help you do His purpose.
Tasha said one thing that
And I
stood
want
out.
to say something.
Everything you said was good. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. You just said one thing that stood out. That was community.
Yeah. And I want to hit a misconception. I'm gonna go back because this is something that we all over 35. Let me say that. 40.
Barely. Don't put me
But
out
the
there.
point I'm trying to make is if people feel like you can't have good friendships after a certain age. I just met this woman like 3 months ago. I just met Tasha 3 months ago. And the bond that we are forming is after 30. So I just want to hit that misconception. Like, that's not true. I have friends that are people that I connected with. I have friends that I've had since high school that I know. We don't talk every day. Sometimes we don't talk every month, but I know they got my back. Some go down. My homegirl is coming from Nashville. Like, where we at? What we got to fight? What I'm doing, right? But to know that I can still cultivate relationships after 30, almost 50.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Hey, you know
You
what,
do not
Bird?
look like
You know what,
it.
Bird? Not only that, but solid ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
so
Good ones. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? That they not only a good friend and in your circle, whatever the case may be, they one of your biggest resources too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
advocate.
saying?
Yeah.
Advocate, you know.
Yes.
You know, it's like, man, we have that too, but that's another show, you know what I'm saying? That's another show, and that's really, to tell you the truth, before we go to this break and come back while I go to Nugget, I want to say this. Black man, I think we need to start. I don't have a lot of black man friends, partners, you know what I'm saying? That I reach out, and I'm literally genuinely a good dude, you know what I'm saying? And I don't say that out of no other form of manipulation or anything like that, or toot my own horn. I done the work to be a good friend. You know what I'm saying? I know what it takes to be a good friend. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta call your ass every damn day to be your damn friend. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna call you on your shit, and I'm gonna be there when you need me.
Yeah.
You know, and I know how to be a good friend. But I would love to build a community of men. I wanted to kind of mimic the thing on the show called Shy, where, and I talked to Roland about this, Well, about 5 or 6 of us, it could be 10 of us, you see what I'm saying? Just go to cigar place, spot, just cheap on some cigars, sit around. It'll just be a safe place that we can open up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we don't have the right person around to talk. And I want to create that safe space for a crew of men that we can come there, collab, and have a safe space. But not only that, outside of that, we become a powerful network. You know what I'm saying? To build that. Look, we are the throne. If you don't know by now, we are the throne. We'll be right back. All right.
It's Tasha every time you say the throne. The
Look,
throne.
every time I say something at the end of the segment,
She's your echo.
She's an echo.
keep going. It don't matter. Don't stop it. What you think, Ro?
Looking good. You got to get in there though.
We taking over, I'm sorry.
Literally.
Last week, boy, you was taking over the show. You got to get in there.
Nah, but this show is designed really for really, this is one of the shows, that show title. If Keto would have been available, I would think Keto had a seat. I'd have set this one out.
Is that your queen, Keita?
No.
What's your, she's another co-host. What's your wife's name? Cynthia. Woo, woo.
With her karaoke ass. She was getting down on the night on her.
Where's y'all going to get on invite?
Well, no, it's a little small spot that just starting up, you know what I'm saying? And,
2 extra people couldn't fit?
Yeah.
That he literally asked me on Thursday about, let's go to the karaoke because he wants to go to Allegory. He was like, let's go there. I said, yeah.
Y'all want to do a karaoke next weekend?
We got something to do next
Yeah,
week.
not
We
next
got so much to
weekend.
do.
That's Father's Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
My friend's birthday, 44.
Well, yeah, we do that. This place it's small. It's small. You know.
Y'all need to come on Tuesday. Well, we gotta find it out first, but on Tuesday in Grand Prairie at Epic, they have a karaoke night, and it's supposed to be like nice. On Tuesday. So who was your friend or your mentor that came to the
Oh, I ain't never turned on my mic.
Oh, that's your mentor.
It's all right. You really
You said your sister.
probably not.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we all turned on ours.
Yes.
Turn on your mic.
She said she could hear me. She's low.
You better go beg to get out of Facebook jail, man.
Why they put you on Facebook jail?
Cause Los Angeles mom posted something and she asked everybody to share it. We shared it, and the link was had a virus or something. At least that's what they said. And I just gonna wait it out. I did some research on it. They said they're gonna have me out of there for a lot of months.
That's what they told Carrie, but they.
Oh, but I ended up having to get a whole new Facebook. They took everything from me. They took my Facebook, my Instagram. They took everything.
You got multiple pages.
Huh?
You gotta have multiple pages.
Yeah, and you can't connect them. Don't connect them. The worst thing you can do is connect them. Don't connect them. If any of y'all social media is connected, disconnect them. Now you do it, you can just you can share from your Instagram to your Facebook. No, it didn't. You have to select it. Yep. Don't do it. Because Meta shut it all down. It'll take everything from you.
I said, man, I own both of them.
Baby, I lost everything.
You couldn't get it back?
TikTok.
I got the church. I didn't lose my TikTok.
No, that's why you have TikTok.
Yeah.
You couldn't get it back?
Nope. I ain't got none of it back.
Why?
You shared some nice stuff.
Because my son is 12 and he has a homeless ministry. I'm about to say that. And he has a homeless ministry and he had his own page, me and his dad managed. And because he was 12, they took the page and said that he was underage. It was against community guidelines and everything connected to that page. They shut all of it down. So my Instagram, my Facebook, all of it was connected to his page and they took everything.
You can't do it.
I messaged everybody. I almost went to Mark's house, Zuckerberg.
You know he went to go to high school.
I did.
Let me see if I got them.
Yeah, so they took everything. So disconnected. If it's connected, disconnected. Yeah.
You ready? 3, 2. Welcome back to the throne. I want to thank all the listening audience out there all over the world for tuning into the throne today. We want to thank you on TikTok, YouTube also. Then we come to the part of the show where we give you our golden nugget. This is our golden nugget part of the show, whether it's from the content of the show or just something that you want to leave positive with the audience. We talked about a lot of things on the show. Hopefully somewhere out there in the world, it can shake you up a little bit and say, how am I showing up for my friends? Say, how am I showing up for my sisters that I'm around? And how am I showing up, say, to myself when everything breaks down? Am I building back up? So, just make sure that you're on point. We gave a lot of good information. I'm going to thank my guest, Terry, today.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
It's phenomenal today. It's great today. So, what's our topic today? We'll go around.
Live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tasha Johnson Wilson, aka your girl Liv. Yes. Well, I got all kinds of stuff going now. But you know what? My golden nugget would be that there is beauty in the brokenness and there's purpose in the pain. And as Carrie had mentioned earlier, that you cannot grow in comfortable places and you learn so much about yourself when you are broken, whether that's through grief, whether that's through loss, whether that's through, going through different situations in your life, you learn who you are and who you are becoming and the potential to be the best version of yourself in every different season. So I would say own it, sit in it, grow from it, and just know that there's something better on the other side. I also wanted to say that we are having a back to school backpack giveaway on August 1st. Yes, at Central Storehouse in Fort Worth. We are going to be supplying over 500 backpacks for those in need. We know that it's always a difficult time for individuals and families when school is starting. So we are going to have a mini job fair. We're going to give out school socks, school clothes, hopefully. If we get some donations and sponsors, okay. School
Where do they send
supplies.
your donations to?
You can, you know what? It's still go to my website www.whynotyou.live, and there will be a Zeppi link that you can donate. $20 to donate a student to get back to school with everything that they need. We will also be doing a blood drive because we know that all of this blood that we donate will be going to Harris Methodist Hospital. Corvette Club, y'all want to pull up on the Corvettes? We got 20 Corvettes, trunks tops, getting out backpacks. A kickback from Jordan Harris Foundation. We're playing different games. A slide. We'll have food prepared by the greedy guy. Also giving out food boxes from North Texas Food Bank. It is just going to be a good time. We want to make sure that we are equipping the community with things that they need, relieving stress. And so we need your support. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't make it happen without you. Volunteers, come through, show up. It is about community, as King said earlier. It takes more than one. And so when we all have a mission with the sisterhood and with everything that we have going on, we can really change lives and we can really make a difference. So I just would petition that you guys come out August 1st. But that is my golden nugget, and I appreciate you for tuning into the throne. Signing out, Tasha Johnson Wilson, aka
Am I next?
Yes.
Okay. I went last year, all the way to the back to school bash. It was a time. We had a lot of fun. They had a lot of stuff going. So if you can make it, make sure you come. And then I will partner with you. I'll say it right here. Israel, my son, he has a homeless ministry, but he gets a lot of donations of brand new items. So we'll partner with you to help a kid can make a difference, to find a way to donate socks and shoes. I mean, we get all that stuff for the homeless. So we'll partner with you, and we look forward to August 1st. I know it's going to be a big turnout. There was a lot of people last year, so make sure y'all come and come on time.
It's going to be bigger this time.
It's going to be big. Golden nugget. Funny thing is, I was talking to my husband. Anytime I complain about something, I talk to him about it. He's such a great best friend. I was telling him about and something that he said that was so amazing that I want to share with you is my golden nugget. So we were talking about butterflies, and I mentioned to him That beautifully broken can be referenced to how butterflies are in a cocoon and how you have to beat their wings against the cocoon until it breaks. Something that he mentioned that I wanted to share on this golden nugget that my sisters, as we talk about sisterhood and even brotherhood, he said, if you ever remember or if you know this, a butterfly or the caterpillar has to go somewhere where it knows that it is safe. It has to go somewhere that it knows that the predators will not find them and they're able to go through this full cycle of becoming a butterfly. And so, as you're going through your beautifully broken stage, make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that create safe spaces, the sisterhood that we were talking about, where you can genuinely be authentically yourself, non judge, so that you can flourish. Because after that butterfly beats its wings against the cocoon and it falls out, the wings are wet. So it still needs to make sure that it is surrounded by a safe space now that it is on the ground and it is vulnerable where it can flourish into whatever the full potential of its life. So for you, as you go through your broken stage of whatever that may look like, we talked about job loss, grief, broken relationships, just letdowns, whatever it may be, make sure you're placing yourself within sisterhoods that can protect you while you're building your wings. And then as soon as you get them, you may not fly right away. It may take some time. Make sure that while you're waiting for the next stage of your life, that you are surrounding yourself with a community that is healthy, that is encouraging, that is empowering you, and that can allow you to be authentically yourself, and that aligns with where you're going next once you're able to fly.
Wow. I want to, first of all, King said something about him being a good friend. It's not come from mine, so y'all know it's not just from him. He is a very good person, just in general. So I just want to publicly say thank you for the opportunity and for the
Yes.
brotherhood and your friendship and what you've done to help me personally continue once I broke out of that. Right? Second, I want to say to everyone, Shane, not Shane, this beautiful plug. All of these things that you're going through, I mentioned earlier, resurgence experience. If you need guidance and help with any of that, going through that, because it is hard. We talk about it like, yeah, you go through this transformation and it's great, it's beautiful, you pray and meditate and all stuff. You may need help. Reach out to me. resurgenceexperience.xp.com. Second plug.
Can you spell that?
Yes. resurgenceexp.com. Second, so book. I've gone through this a couple of times. And there are times where you have to get quiet. And within that quiet is where you get that answer. So check out Finding Confidence in the Quiet Spaces of Noise in the Absence of. Because some stuff you're going to have to let go. Some stuff will be removed from you. And during that process, when you're buried in the dirt, when you're in that cocoon, it's ooey, it's gooey, it's messy, it's dark, it's all of that. But within that quiet, listen, there's something that will rise up within you, and that could be the answer that you're looking for. You have to quiet the noise. Sometimes that noise is external. Sometimes that noise is in your own boardroom, in your head, where all of these things are saying, "We got bills paid, you got this," and no people are looking what they're gonna think and all. It's quiet. It's quiet. Because in the back of that is gonna be an answer. So when you get to that point, when you're quiet, and then you look around and you see all these broken pieces. Just scoop them up, it's puzzle pieces. It's gonna be a beautiful mosaic. So go through the process because it will be worth it in the end.
Thank you, lady. Y'all brought the noise today. Hey, Loaded. Loaded, let me have this camera. You got me on this camera? Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all the donkey story. Alright. Anybody know the donkey story?
No.
You know the donkey story? Well, I'm
I'm
gonna tell you.
scared.
I'm gonna tell you the donkey story. There's a donkey walking, there's a couple, and they're walking with a donkey. Okay? They're traveling, and they're walking the donkey. And they're walking, and the donkey is walking next to them. Everybody said, I think we're doing the donkey and take a ride instead of walking. Next time they came through, they seen the woman on the donkey. You know what I'm saying? And the man walking beside. And he said, room for two on there. She's so ungrateful. The next time they came, they seen the man on the donkey and the girl walking, you know. He said, man, come on. He I say that to say this, the donkey story is to bring this out to light, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry what the outside noise say. You're gonna always say something, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, whether you're in the process, or whatever the case may be. It's always gonna be outside voices, it's always gonna be outside noise. The answer is not on the outside, it's internal. All right, we're good.
Yay! Good job.
Thank you for having me as a guest. I appreciate you.
You
thinking
are
of me
always
and caring about me.